What about the question that data becomes a straitjacket for kids? You write about the potential for AI to be sort of a companion going through your life and to help evaluate you as you roll into college applications. But does that then limit the potential of human beings to transcend themselves, to make a leap from one state of being to another mental state of being? Because now there's this thing that has been with them all along that says, but that's what you were. And thus that's what you will be. And that it becomes a limitation for certain types of intellectual leaps or leaps in being.
Well, I actually think that was already happening well before Khan Academy and AI. That
Probably fair.
example where you get a D in Algebra 1 in ninth grade, and then you become a serious student and, get an A in Algebra 2 and
That's fair.
pre-calculus and calculus. But you're still not going to be able to get into Stanford because you got a D on your transcript, even though you turned everything around. So your transcript was already that data that can judge you pretty harshly at a time. And later when you get your act together, the world's not willing to give you a second chance. And that even happens, you drop out of high school and then later in your 30s, you get serious, but now there's a stigma associated with, a GED or whatever else. I think the solution here is around this notion of, well, I would say mastery learning and lifelong learning. The mastery learning is this idea of if you haven't learned, if you're at a D level, you should always have the opportunity and the incentive to improve it. So for example, at our labs, so on Khan Academy, that's the way it works. If you keep getting something wrong, you can't do it, but then eventually you improve it, you can always improve what Khan Academy says. Whether you know it or not. Then you couple that with lifelong learning, because I think there's another dynamic where we only have a window to really prove who we are. And then the rest of our life, people judge us based on how we performed between the ages of roughly 14 and 22. But if we have lifelong learning where you could say, well, look, even at 30, I can master calculus as well as the best University of Chicago or MIT student. Well, then that should be all people know about you.